Hi, I'm Jakira Black and this video is about my 11 all-time favourite book series. I'm not going to put photos up of the book covers, instead I'm going to put links to Amazon for the first book of each series. So, one, and this is my all-time favourite book series, and that is The Earth Children by Gina Muehl. I absolutely adore this series. I really do. The first book, The Clan of the Cave Bear, the blurb on Amazon reads, "Leave 21st century behind and go back to Ice Age Europe. Follow Ayla, a Cro-Magnon child who loses her parents in an earthquake and is adopted by a tribe of Neanderthals, the clan. See how the clan's wary suspicion is gradually transformed into acceptance of this girl, so different from them, under the guidance of its medicine woman, Isa, and its holy man, Crab. Immerse yourself in a world dictated by the demands of survival in a hostile environment, and be swept away in an epic tale of love, identity, and struggle." I first read this book and the first 3 books of the series when I was 20. I fell in love with the series right there and then. I love the Ice Age. I love stories in the Ice Age. But like I said, this is my all-time favourite. Ayla loses her parents in an earthquake. She wanders around as an adopted by Neanderthals and learns to survive. The series, there's 6 books in the series: Clan of the Cave Bear and the Mammoth Hunters. No, actually, Clan of the Cave Bears, Valley of Horses, the Mammoth Hunters, the Plains of Passage, the Shelter of Stone, and the Land of Painted Caves. And each book follows her life. I love the Earth Children series. It is the Earth Children series that got me writing. I started writing Earth Children fan fiction. Yeah, it is my all-time favourite. So, next up is the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. Now, the blurb on Amazon is, for the first book, The Hunger Games, is: "First in the groundbreaking Hunger Games trilogy, set in a dark vision of the near future, a terrifying reality TV show is taking place. 12 boys and 12 girls are forced to appear in a live event called the Hunger Games. There is only one rule: kill or be killed. When 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen steps forward to take her younger sister's place in the games, she sees it as a death sentence, but Katniss has been close to death before. For her, survival is second nature." Now, after the rest of these are not in any particular order, just The Earth Children is my favourite, but I do really like the Hunger Games. I do remember I've read the series once and I listened to it on Audible a second time, and I remember that I was in Tesco's when I was listening to the Hunger Games Audible file book, when a certain bit near the beginning happens, which is very tear inducing, and I started crying in Tesco's. But I love this series, and many of you will have heard of it. Obviously there's the films, but if you've not read the books, then read the books, because they are really good. So next up, 3, The Wardstone Chronicles by Joseph Delaney. Now, I'm not going to say all the books in this because I can't remember unless I have a list before me of what all the books are called. But the first book is called The Spooks Apprentice. And the blurb on Amazon is: "The Spooks Apprentice is the first book in Joseph Delaney's terrifying Wardstone Chronicles. Over 3 million copies sold worldwide. Someone has to stand against the dark, and you're the only one who can. For years, the local spook has been keeping the county safe from evil. Now his time is coming to an end. And who will take over? Many apprentices have tried. Some floundered, some fled, some failed to stay alive. Just one boy is left. Thomas Ward. He is the last hope. But will he stand a chance against Mother Malkin, the most dangerous witch in the county? Now, when I read this the first time, this first book, my smoke alarm kept going off as I was getting to a part with Mother Malkin, who is a witch, an evil witch, and I was like, okay, this is a seriously weird, and should I be reading this? But I did keep on and keep reading it because I love this series. It's creepy and it's amazing. I have met Joseph Delaney. He doesn't live, I think he lives somewhere near Preston. I live in Blackpool. The county mentioned is Lancashire. So the story takes place around where I live, you know, which is like, you know, just awesome. So yeah, if you've not read the Spooks Apprentice series, the Dark Ward series, then do. There's a second series and I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, read them because they are truly creepy and truly amazing. So, 4, The Forest of Hands and Teeth series by Carrie Ryan. So the blurb for Amazon for The Forest of Hands and Teeth, the first book, is, in Mary's world, there's simple truths. The sisterhood always knows best. The guardians will protect and serve. The unconsecrated will never relent. And you must always mind the fence that surrounds the village, the fence that protects the village from the forest of hands and teeth. But slowly Mary's truths are failing her. She's learning things she never wanted to know about the sisterhood and its secrets, and the guardians and their power, and about the unconsecrated and their relentlessness. When the fence is breached and her world is thrown into chaos, she must choose between her village and her future, between the ones she loves and the one who loves her. And she must face the truth about the forest of hands and teeth. Could there be life outside a world surrounded in so much death? I adore this series. The unconsecrated are zombies. It is an amazing series. There's 3 books. It is definitely one of my all-time favourites. I love it. Yeah, you need to read this series because it is amazing. So 5, The Last Survivors series by Susan Beth Pfeffer, or Pfeffer. I'm not sure how to say her name. The first book is called Life as We Knew It. Miranda's disbelief turned to fear in a split second when a meteor knocked the moon closer to the earth. How should a family prepare for the future when worldwide tsunamis wipe out the coast, earthquakes rock the continent, and volcanic ash blocks out the sun? As summer turns to Arctic winter, Miranda, her 2 brothers, and their mother retreat to the unexpected safe haven of their sunroom, where they subsist on stockpile food and limited water in the warmth of a wood-burning stove. Told in journal entries, this is the heart-pounding story of Miranda's struggle to hold on to the most important resource of all, hope, in an increasing desperate and unfamiliar world. I love survival stories. I love apocalyptic stories, dystopian stories. This has everything for me. I remember reading this and feeling like I wanted to stockpile food and get extra food just in case something happened. I love this series. There's 4 books in the series. If you've not read them, then read them, because they are really, really good. And I think I'm going to have to read them again soon, because I do really, really like them. So number 6 is, I'm going to balance now because I've actually got my laptop on my legs. So I'm not going to do any more hand signals, because then I can hold on to the laptop and keep it straight-ish. So 6 is the Selection series by Kira Cass. So the blurb on Amazon for the Selection, the first book, is 25 beautiful girls, 35 beautiful rivals. Let's say 25. 35 beautiful girls, 25 beautiful rivals. It's the chance of a lifetime, and 17-year-old America Singer should feel lucky. She's been chosen for the Selection, a reality TV lottery in which the special few compete for gorgeous Prince Maxon's love. Swept up in a world of elaborate gowns, glittering jewels and decadent feasts, America is living a new and glamorous life, and the Prince takes a special interest in her, much to the outrage of the others. Rivalry, can't even say that word, within the Selection is faced, and not all of the girls are prepared to play by the rules. But what they don't know is that America has a secret, one which could throw the whole competition and change her life forever. Okay, I do like this series. I think there's 5 books in the series, and it's just like, it is quite a post-apocalyptic world. You know, sort of like there's factions and people live in factions, and America comes from a low faction, and shouldn't really be in the Selection because she's not wealthy enough or educated enough to, you know, but there's some token girls of lower classes. So yeah, and then she gets into the Selection, and the rest, you know, obviously happens. And I love this series, and I shared with Bethany afterwards, and she really likes it too. I'm not sure if Amy's read them, but yeah, it's fun, it's enjoyable, and I really like it. So number 7 is the Wind on Fire series by William Nicholson. This is a 3-book series, post-apocalyptic dystopian series. The first book, The Wind Singer, the blurb from Amazon is, in Aramath, can't say the words, exams are everything, deciding where people should live and what they should wear. When Kestrel rebels, her family are sentenced to the harshest punishment. In order to save them and to restore happiness to Aramanth, Kestrel knows she must restore the voice of the Wind Singer, an ancient statue known in the city square. She embarks on this dangerous mission with Bowman, her twin, and along the way they encounter Mumpo, the silly, smelly school dunce who adores Kestrel. Their daring journey encompasses the mud people, the malevolent old children, and bloodthirsty desert tribes. This is really, really good. This is an excellent series. I'm not sure if it's definitely not that recent. I really, really like it. It is definitely one to read. So yeah. So next up, number 8 is the Vampire Academy series by Rachel Mead. The first book, Vampire Academy, is the blurb for it is, St. Vladimir's Academy isn't just any boarding school hidden away. It's a place where vampires are educated in the world of magic, and half-human teens trained to protect them. Rose Hathaway is a damper, a bodyguard for her best friend Lissa, a Mirai vampire princess. They've been on the run, but now they're being dragged back to Vladimir's, where the girls must survive a world of forbidden romances, a ruthless social scene, and a terrifying nighttime rituals. And most of all, staying alive. I think there's 6 books in the Vampire Academy series. I read them, I'm not sure when I read the first one, but the other 5 I read last year. I really, really enjoyed them. They are definitely a series to read. Obviously it's vampires, you know, friendship, school story. Yeah, it's a good one. It is. So number 9 is the Slated series by Terry. I've actually got Terry on my Facebook. But the first book, Slated, the blurb on Facebook is: Kyla's memory has been erased. Her personality wiped blank. Her memories lost forever. She's been slated. The government claims she was a terrorist and that they were giving her a second chance as long as she plays by their rules. But echoes of the past whisper in Kyla's mind. Someone is lying to her, and nothing is as it seems. Who can she trust in her search for the truth? There's 3 books in this series. I love this series. I have read her. She's got another series. She's got another series coming out, and she's got a book that I've not read yet, that I've got on my bookshelf. It's definitely a book series to read, because it's a dystopian series, and I love it. I really do. So 10 is the Chaos Walking series by Patrick Ness. The first book, the blurb for The Knife of Never Letting Go on Amazon is: imagine you're the only boy in a town of men, and you can hear everything they think, and they can hear everything you think. Imagine you don't fit in with their plans. Todd Hewitt is just 1 month away from the birthday that will make him a man, but his town has been keeping secrets from him, secrets that are going to force him to run. So yeah, how many series? I think there's 3. There's 3 in the series, which are The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monster of Men. I love this. Part of the reason I love it is because I did an assignment for my children's literature course and got 92% on writing about Monster of Men. So it is, you know, a good book to read. I do like it. It is, you know, he does go on a journey. He's got a dog whose thoughts we hear. It's amazing. It really is. So yeah. So last up, and I had to include this, and you will all know this, like you'll probably all know the Hunger Games, the Harry Potter series, and the first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Harry Potter is an ordinary boy who lives in a cupboard under the stairs at his Aunt Petunia's and Uncle Vernon's house, which he thinks is normal for someone like him whose parents have been killed in a car crash. He is bullied by them and his fat, spoiled cousin Dudley, and lives a very unremarkable life, with only the odd hiccup like his hair growing back overnight to cause him to think about anything to think about. That is until an owl turns up with a letter addressed to Harry and all hell breaks loose. He is literally rescued by a world where nothing is as it seems, and magic lessons are the order of the day. Which, you know, I'm pretty certain we all know about Harry Potter. So that's my 11th favourite. There are other favourites as well. I grew up on the Famous Five. I like the Arena 13 series. There's loads and loads of series that I like. I like, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but there's a series called by Philip Reeves that I really like. I can't remember what the first book is about, but it's Tom Natsworthy and Hester someone or other, and they live in a world where cities are on wheels and go around Europe and consume other cities and towns that are smaller than them for their whatever. So yeah, but yeah, those are my 11 favourite and a few more. They are all books that I do recommend. So if you've not read them, look at the link that I will put below, and I don't know, see if you can get them from the library or buy them. Okay, bye.